Do you have any personal stories like that
Dude,
where you were worried, freaking out, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he took care
You
of it?
made me think of one. This is before I met Carol, right after I went through my divorce. I was going to a little church in Decatur, Mississippi, and I'm going to mention it because I love this pastor. His name was Wesley Downs, and him and his wife were pastor couple of the little church in Decatur. I had a little ratty car my dad had given me, and I mean, I didn't have 2 pennies to scrape together. And I was living with my mother and dad at the time, and this divorce was really bad, and I lost everything. Didn't have much to lose anyway, but I started going to church there because I mean, I always tried to run after the Lord and find out what the truth was. Well, this particular service, I had $2 to my name, and I've always loved Oral Roberts. When I was little, he always taught things about seed time and harvest. Well, I went and I got the little book by Oral Roberts, basically Miracles of Seed Faith or whatever it was at the time, and I've been reading that and studying that, as I always respected that man. And I went to church that night, and Brother Wesley was up there preaching, and I'll never forget this. The Lord said, take that $2 and put it in the plate. I said, Lord, I'll put this $2 in the plate if you'll tell me somebody in this church says God told me to give you $5. I needed $5, just $5 for gas to go to an interview. I didn't even get the job.
That was way back when $5 give you half a
$5
tank.
give you half tank, but it was like,
It barely moved the needle now.
And I barely had enough to make it home, and I only lived 20 minutes from Decatur at the time. So I took that little $2, I put it in the plate, and I said, wait it. I needed to know God was real. I mean, I knew He was, but I just needed Him to show up for me. I was thinking about this morning, so I'm glad you brought this up.
Like at a low point, you're just feeling.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had the offering plate. They said anybody wanted to donate, they took up a little offering, which is fine with me. I put that money in there. I said, Lord, that's my last $2. I don't have another dime in the world. Well, I hang around church, waiting, seeing. It was about an hour, dude. I'm not lying to you. God stretched me. Well, I went and I went down to my car like 2 or 3 times to go home. But somebody, hey Ray, come here. They just sit there and keep talking. They had some coffee or something sweet. And right before I went ready to leave, Pastor Wesley caught me. Pastor Wesley Downs, he said, hey Ray, he said, come here for a minute. I said, yes sir. He said, God told me to give you $5. Dude, the hair stood up my neck, and I almost. It was just $5 to go to a job interview. I told him,
you should ask for 100.
I was sobbing. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was sobbing though, man, and all I needed was $5. And
well,
like
you got exactly what you need.
You got exactly
God
what I asked
gives
for.
you exactly what you need.
That $5 miracle kept me going for 10 years in my heart because I knew God cared.